So, Wes, how did it feel to be able to write again for one of your features?
I can write again.
Yeah.
It felt really good to have the opportunity. You know, I'd done a lot of films that were written by other people, good films, but hadn't had the chance to conceive of a story myself and, you know, be the writer that was allowed to change things on the set and do all those things and kind of write something that kind of came out of my own experiences in a way. So my solo take is oddly a kind of biographical film in a way, autobiographical. Bug is kind of like the way I felt in, you know, junior high school, high school. That kind of innocence that came from, I think, being raised in the Baptist church and not knowing a lot about the world at large. And so that was a lot of fun to be able to draw from things so personally.
That's great. Can you tell us a little bit about the premise of the film?
Well, the premise that came to me was of a man who was being treated for multiple personalities, and he had 5 plus his own, and they were all benign, and you know he had a normal life, but he didn't know that he had a 7th personality that was a killer, and that would take him over at night and go out and kill, and then come back and creep back into bed, and this man didn't even know about it. So on the night that this man is finally captured by the police and apparently killed, either drowned in the river or whatever, 7 children are unusually born in this small town. You know, normally maybe they'd have a child born every couple of days or whatever, but 7 kids. And it became the myth in the town that these 7 kids had the 7 souls of this man. So this story is built around these 7 kids on their 16th birthday. 6 and 1 adds up to 7. So you know, it's the myth in the town is on that day the killer can come back, and he hasn't until now. But this is the birthday where he does come back.
And talk about how it's also a story about searching for one's identity, and it's a coming-of-age story for Bug.
Well, thanks for saying that, because you know, it was very important to me. I sometimes call this Stand By Me with Knives, because it is very much Bug's. Even without wanting to or knowing he was going to, becoming a man and learning what that means and all the responsibilities and dangers of it. And also of absorbing, in many ways, characters of people around him, especially when they die, so that their, in essences or souls or whatever you want to call it, come into him and kind of give him the ability to grow in this 24-hour period, basically, of the story. So that he can be very naive about something, and if somebody that he knows that was very smart about something dies, he suddenly has that knowledge. And it's a great role for Max to have taken on. I think he did a fabulous job. So you just watch this guy go from a completely clueless little innocent angel almost to a warrior who knows all the bitter truths about life.